The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape. As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. This was not how Ember had imagined the end. The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then... the frog returned Ember's good deed by leading them to a lost forlorn. The stranger stood alone. Their friends have fallen aside, retreating from what came next. The stranger had ventured on. Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless. The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there. The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice. The stranger spoke. You look hungry, friend. There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more. Ember found the Wanderer's Diary. The oily smell of frogs. They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them. The key was nestled between the reed, but it was just out of reach. It didn't seem like that would really help. The broken net hung ominously around the skeleton's neck. The door was sealed shut. The door was sealed shut. stranger shivered in the cold. They'd moved through such dark places. Warmth was a distant memory, stolen by the passing miles. They lay down and closed their eyes. The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep? He was nestled, but it was just out of reach. The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." West of here, a cruel stone compound. Locked away without a key, an Ember turned forlorn. the stranger whispered. I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice. The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying. Let me have a look. See what I can do. With a silk thread, the fisherman carefully knotted it. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go. Good as new. Key was nest, but it was just out of reach. The old gate was locked. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it. The stranger gasped for breath. Dark water slipping above their head. He didn't care if they sank or swam. Slowly the tides ebbed, washing over old walls. A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths. Ember reached out a hand. The stranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend. The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead. Little one, your journey ahead will not. The path to leave this place is blocked. I will guide others to follow after you clear the way." There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest. Once again, Ember could feel eyes watching. Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it was different. They said, "I know what I need to do. I don't want to be helped." Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved. The guard joked, and with the bag looking all nicely and shiny, both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare. The guard leered. "The Forest King would like you, little scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag." "We guard the door to the Forest King." "Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king." "Don't stray too far." The crossroads gate was locked. The guard squawked, "Stand back, don't come any..." The guard was protecting a path down between the rocks. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. "Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight." The Forest King showed me the way. You'll see there's no need to keep going. He'll make a bird of you. Go get your feathers. The two travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know. Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again. The birds scare me though. Do you know where we are? I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh. Amber uncovered a journal entry. Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me. Soft melodies from home. The wild things listen, yellow eyes in graying trees. Change your mind. Don't keep the Forest King waiting. The Forest King will want... Yes, come this way. A feeling of foreboding overcame Amber. Amber was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. Another little Amber. Do not fear. The bird is a friend. Amber wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Amber, birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest, you'll never turn forlorn. Amber was still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one? See, night birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Amber. The bird was disappointed. Stay? Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The Forest King spoke so gentle, perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Amber, you will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Amber is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. The guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave them alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened. The birds crew. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. The traveler seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine, but it's been a while. It's my fault. It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There were memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? Hidden inside was the wanderer's journal. Another face at last, a catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay. Ember wasn't ready to face the birds again. This forlorn was not the same as the others. The forlorn whispered softly, I may never be ready. The future is yours, but mine is mine. Ember left the forlorn with their thoughts. The time wasn't right, perhaps would never be. Ember wasn't ready to face the birds again. traveler whispered quietly. No matter where I go, always here. The piece formed a new route. It was the same place as before, but how? The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time. Inside was a secret diary entry. Pink, orange, red, brown, leaves gently dancing to the ground. Crunch, crackle, lovely sound, fall into a giant mound. A lost message was inside. The mist is thick. One way blurs into another. Where do I end? Where does the world begin? I cannot see far enough to tell. A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around.